something that families, Canadian families, can do in order to curb or to reduce that stress? And always I'm saying, get into entrepreneurship. Find a way to get into entrepreneurship. I believe entrepreneurship is the answer to most people's problems. Now, you're going to rebuttal. Some people are going to say, well, you know, Jermaine, everybody can't be an entrepreneur. That's a choice. The reality is it's easier to punch in and punch out in a 9-to-5 job. When you leave at 5 o'clock, you leave the stress to the employer, right? You leave it to the business owner. Why do you want to take all of that stress? Why do you want to take up that hurdle of becoming an entrepreneur? Why do you want to pick that up? What are you hoping to gain? You see, what you're hoping to gain has got to be stronger and bigger than the challenges of becoming an entrepreneur. Would get in the way of you achieving all of those things. What's going to get in the way of you achieving the income goal or achieving the promotion goal or whatever blank was? What's going to get in the way? You know, what are you going to allow to prevent you from succeeding? Always I'm asking this question. Is there a better way? Is there something that families, Canadian families, can do in order to curb or to reduce that stress? And always I'm saying, get into entrepreneurship. Find a way to get into entrepreneurship. I believe entrepreneurship is the answer to most people's problems. Now, you're going to rebuttal. Some people are going to say, well, you know, Jermaine, everybody can't be an entrepreneur. That's a choice. That's a choice. Right? And right now, I want to give those people that want to be entrepreneurs a choice. So today, I'm going to give what I call the ultimate entrepreneurship self-reflection questionnaire. That way you can decide where you need to be in order to reach the goals that you need to reach, right? So, you know, I want to give you 2 gifts by the end of today's webinar. First, I want to give you the gift of clarity. Because clarity gives you power. I would write that down. Clarity gives you power. And the second gift I want to give you is the gift of leverage. Because if you have a strong enough why, you can accomplish anything. Have you ever heard of the concept 80-20, right? 80%, 20%. Entrepreneurship is 20% mechanics and 80% psychology, right? You'll figure out the how if you know why. Mindset and why you're doing it is very, very important. So I want you to establish a 12-month goal while we're talking about this. Think about what is your 12-month goal that you're going to push through. Even in the face of opposition, you're going to push through that 12-month goal. And you're going to know by the end of the call with 100% certainty if entrepreneurship is a good fit for you. And you make that decision that's going to serve you the best. All right. So the first question in the questionnaire is, what are you hoping to gain from entrepreneurship? Why would you even be doing it? Why is it something on your radar? Why would you even consider it? Why would you put yourself in the position to be an entrepreneur? What are you hoping to gain from it? Because reality is it's easier to punch in and punch out in a 9-to-5 job. When you leave at 5 o'clock, you leave the stress to the employer, right? You leave it to the business owner. Why do you want to take all of that stress? Why do you want to take up that hurdle of becoming an entrepreneur? Why do you want to pick that up? What are you hoping to gain? You see, what you're hoping to gain has got to be stronger and bigger than the challenges of becoming an entrepreneur. All right, so that's the first thing you need to ask yourself. The second question you need to ask yourself is, what is the number one goal you want to achieve in the next 12 months? I don't want 3 goals, 5 goals, 10 goals. I want your number one. You don't need to tell me, but I want you to write it down on the top of your page. What is your number one goal? And I hope you're writing this stuff down as we're talking, because you can go back, right? And analyze yourself with these questions. Whenever you're in a slump, whenever I'm in a slump, I go through these questions. So I'm giving them to you, okay? What is the number one goal you want to achieve in the next 12 months? All right. Is it a cash flow goal? Is it a certain promotion level type goal? You know, what is it? What type of goal do you want to have in the next 12 months? Then the second one is, where are you right now with that goal? Are you just getting started? Are you 20% through? 50% through? Are you almost there? Where are you at? And this is a question that you should not only ask today, but you should continue to ask every single day for the rest of the year. We're right now February 6th till December 31st. Every day, this ought to be a question that you ask yourself regarding that 12-month goal. This is not a question to ask one time and that's it. Doesn't do anything if you ask it one time and that's it. But it does everything if you ask it every single day. So where are you at right now? Where are you at? Okay. The next question is, what do you need to do to get blank goal, right? That income goal or that cash flow goal or that promotion goal, whatever it is. What do you need to do? There are some tangible things, some action items that you need to do. For example, if you're in sales, you need to make sales calls, right? You need to book appointments. If it's a weight goal, you need to get into the gym. You need to run X miles. You need to, do certain amount of push-ups or lift certain amount of weights. What do you need to do to get to that goal? You cannot have a goal without having a target plan or an action plan, right? So you got to have an action plan step by step. What do you need to do in order to get that goal? Because if you don't have that goal, it's still a wish, right? You got to have an action plan. So what do you need to do? What do you need to do? All right. I'm giving you a moment to think and stir your brain up and stir your soul up so that your pen starts moving on your paper. And I want you to write whatever comes to your mind, because that's what you're going to use later on and filter through in order to get you to where you need to go. Here's another question. Do you believe that it's possible? That's a good question. Do you believe that it's possible? Right? The goal might be possible. It might be been done by 100 other people or 1,000 other people. The goal is possible. But do you believe that it's possible? Meaning, do you believe it's possible for you? Sometimes I'll challenge people on this one topic here and they say, oh, that person is lucky. Zachary is lucky. That's why he made, $3,800 in the last 3 months. Zachary is lucky. Alice is lucky, right? All these people are lucky. Ninkuj is lucky. No, they believe that it's possible. They believe that it's possible. Your belief is judged by your action. You cannot say that you believe, but don't take action, right? Your action determines or illustrates, I should say, your belief. So do you believe it's possible? Do you believe it's possible? Because if you believe it's possible, you will do what you need to do to get blank, right? If you believe it's possible. The next one, once you've achieved your goal, what is it going to do for you? What is it going to do for you? Are you clear, crystal clear about what your goal is actually going to do for you once you achieve it? I'm going to tell you something. 98% of people, they forget about their goals. They forget about their dreams. Why? Because they forget about what it's going to do for them. They forget. They literally forget. You need to make sure this is written down somewhere and you're crystal clear. Hey, once I achieve that promotion, once I achieve that income goal, this is what it's going to do for me. This is what it's going to do for my family. This is what is going to be the outcome. All right. Next question. Once you hit your goal, right, what does it do for your income? If it's an income goal, that's easy, right? If it's a promotion, what's it going to do for your income? Is it going to increase your income? This is very important, right? To close the gap, what we were talking about, that retirement gap that many people have and they don't know that they have. What's it going to do? What's it going to do? All right. Next one. Who else benefits from you being able to produce this type of income? Yes, it's great that you earn this or you earn that, but who else benefits? Are you doing it only for you? Or there are people around you that's going to benefit from what it is that you're doing? And I can tell you, most people are wired to do things more for other people than they are for themselves. Most people, we're wired that way, right? So if you don't have this in mind, who is going to benefit from what you're doing, I strongly urge you and suggest that you spend some time and write down those people, those inner circle people that are going to benefit from the fruits of your labor. Just because you did something, it doesn't mean you need to benefit only from it. People around you can also benefit from it. All right. Next, how do you feel? How do you feel about yourself that you made it to this point? Okay, so let's say you made it to that point. How are you going to feel about yourself? Can you imagine and see and feel that today, how you will feel in the future, how you will be in the future once you achieve your goal and your dream? Can you imagine it now? Can you feel it now? How are you feeling about yourself once you have made it? Are you proud? Do you feel that feeling of euphoria, joy, excitement? Are you ecstatic? How are you feeling? How are you feeling? When those people around you that are also benefiting, maybe it's your son, maybe it's your daughter, maybe it's your spouse, they look at you as a hero. How do you feel? How do you feel about yourself? It's very important. It's a very important question. Okay. I'm doing this because many people don't take the time to self-analyze themselves. It's very important to do this. Next question. And this is a very important question. What would get in the way of you achieving all of those things? What's going to get in the way of you achieving the income goal or achieving the promotion goal or whatever blank was? What's going to get in the way? What are you going to allow to prevent you from succeeding? Let me ask it this way. What are you going to allow to rob you of your goals and your dreams? What are you going to allow to steal your goals and your dreams from you? Are you going to allow procrastination? Are you going to allow fear? Are you going to allow doubt? Are you going to allow a confused mind? Are you going to allow someone else to talk you out of your goals and your dreams? What's going to get in the way of you achieving your goals and your dreams? Right? What's going to get in the way? Another question. What's going to happen if you don't achieve those things? This question is asked to spur us into action. This is how we spur ourselves into action. Hey, Jermaine, if I don't achieve these things, what's going to be the outcome? Maybe this is going to happen with my family. That's going to and you start to spur yourself into action. What would happen if you didn't achieve those things? The first person that you need to be able to convince and talk into something is yourself. And how you do it is asking the right questions. Here's another one. Are you okay with that? If you didn't achieve what you set out to, are you okay with that? Can you look yourself in the mirror and smile and be okay without achieving your goal, without achieving your dream? And if you say, yeah, Jermaine, it's not a big deal, then it's not the right goal or dream. I'm sorry, right? I don't mean to offend you, or I don't mean to be rude or to hurt your feelings. But if you can look in the mirror and be proud of yourself when you don't achieve the goal and the dream, it means it's not the right goal or the dream. Your goal and dream has to matter, right? It's got to stir your soul up. It's got to be such a big deal if it doesn't happen that the world is coming to an end. It's got to be that important to you. It can't be casual. Yeah, it doesn't matter if I do or if I don't. Casualness creates casualties. I would write that down. Casualness creates casualties. And last question, why is now the time for you to make a change? If you decided that now is the time to make a change, why is now the right time for you to spur yourself into action, for you to get going and move ahead? Why is now the right time? And only you can answer that question. Only you know the answer to that question. You know, in the 1950s, running a mile in under 4 minutes was considered to be impossible. Many athletes and experts, no one ever did it. But I want to tell you, on May 6th in 1954, let me just make sure I have my dates right. May 6th, 1954. Okay. A 25-year-old medical student, his name was Roger Bannister, changed the game forever. You see, Bannister had been training rigorously for months and months and months. He was pushing himself to the limit, but he was after this pursuit of the 4-minute mile. And that day, he went on the track at Oxford University, okay? And he was in a crowd of spectators, and he was determined to make history. So he started the race, started running. Then he felt this rush of adrenaline and focus, and all his years of training and dedication started to fuel him forward. And the crowd is cheering him. They're cheering him on. And then he powered through his first lap. And then each moment that's passing, it just became clearer and clearer that he was on the pace to shatter that 4-minute barrier. Remember, before this, no one has ever done it. So as Bannister crosses the finish line, the crowd literally goes crazy. They just jump up in excitement and disbelief. And the timekeeper and the announcer, they confirmed what everybody already knew. Roger Bannister ran the 4-minute mile in under 4 minutes, around 3 minutes and 59 seconds. And then news of Roger Bannister's achievement, it spread around like wildfire. And it inspired a generation of runners, proving that the impossible could be possible, could be achieved. And I want to tell you, Roger Bannister's legacy continues to this day. And it serves as a testimony to the power of determination, hard work, and the pursuit of excellence. And I want to tell you that since Roger Bannister ran that first mile under 4 minutes in 1954, thousands, not hundreds, but thousands of runners have now achieved the exact same thing. Today, running a mile in under 4 minutes is not even a thing, right? It's not even considered to be extraordinary. You do that, and you're probably saying, what took you so long? But once it was impossible. Once it was impossible. Then that one person shows up. Are you that one? You might have a long history of people that have never been successful in your family, right? Maybe you have a family of no successful people at all, but that doesn't mean you can't be the one to break that barrier like Roger Bannister did. Make sense? One of the most common pieces of advice that race car driving instructors give their students is to look where you want the car to go. Okay, look where you want the car to go. I remember getting this lesson when I was learning to drive a boat, right? So it means rather than focusing on the obstacles in the road or the walls or the track, the driver needs to concentrate on the desired path where they want the car to go. And an example of this technique is, this novice race car driver. he was struggling to make it around the track smoothly, right? And he's just like bumping into walls. He's getting off course. You know, he's skidding. The car is spinning around and around and around. And no matter what he's doing, he just can't get it going. And so he's frustrated, right? So he turns to his instructor and he asks for advice. He says, listen, I can't get it going. The advice the instructor told him was, look where you want the car to go. Don't focus on the walls. So the driver took that advice, right? It was a little bit hard for him in the beginning, but he managed to keep his face where he needed to look, right? Keep his face on the where he wants the car to go. So on the next lap, he kept his eyes fixed on the line, right? The line in the middle of the road where he wanted to follow. And to his surprise, he found the car just seemed to follow his gaze. He stayed on the track. Even through the tough turns, he was able to stay on the track. And from that moment, the driver never looked back. He actually went on to become a successful race car driver in his own right, always keeping his eyes focused on where he wanted to go. And this technique doesn't only apply to driving, by the way, right? Doesn't only apply, it applies to life. In life, it's very important for you to focus on where you want to go, rather than the obstacles that are going to be in your way, the challenges, the things that cause you doubt, the things that cause you fear. You don't focus on that stuff. Too many people focus on the challenge. They consistently and constantly focus on the challenge. I'm here to say, focus on where you want to go. By doing that, that's how you're going to achieve your goals. That's how you're going to overcome any challenges that you have. Focus on where you want the car to go. Focus on where you want your life to go. Don't spend time on the challenges. So my prayer and hope for you is that 2023 is the best year of your life to come. Each day is better than the next. I'm not saying that you're not going to experience some challenges along the way. You will. But don't focus on that. Focus on where you want to go. God bless you. Have yourself a great night. Thank you for joining us. And we're looking forward to seeing you at the top. God bless you guys. Have a great night. Hope you got value and look forward to seeing you on the next Money Monday. All right.